Are you avoiding people? Well, join me and we'll go on a deep dive into why am I avoiding people? Is it anxiety? Is it stress? Is it relaxation? Stick around and we're going to find out. Yeah, social avoidance is a thing I think that's really kicked off very strongly around 2020 because of the pandemic at the time and the stress of hanging out in big crowds. I think that's where it generates now 5 years down the track to 2025, where people still, do their own thing, keep away from crowds, which I do. Like if we're going back, like 2020, I was in Memphis and touring Middle America, and we were in venues. We had huge audiences, and everyone was jam packed in. It was winter, so we're there in January, so it was cold, and yeah, everyone crammed into the little venues, and it was pretty groovy. The thing was in play back then, but no one really cared. And in my time there, I did not see the chaos in the world that was scripted every night on the television, which I know there would have been issues around. But hey, I think those times has manifested to today's life of avoidance, of trying to stay away from crowds. And I think that's where I am lately. Like, yeah, in my 60s, yeah, if you go back 5 years ago, I was really living hard, partying and having a great old time. And I've slowed way down, focusing on health, retirement, focusing on all these different aspects of life, and still trying to keep avoidance. Like, if I say avoiding people, I'm not avoiding people. I'm just trying to keep my space to myself. Hey, there's a new one. I'm keeping my space to myself. Look, I'm out in my little studio here. I've been doing some renovations inside. There's a bit of chaos out here at the moment. And avoiding people, like, I work. I'm casual, so I work casual. I'm outdoors. We have a little group meeting in the morning. Man, I'm the one that's way at the back. Just, I'm not standing in the front with everybody. I do my work, have my lunch by myself, do all that sort of stuff. Maybe say hi to Fred, hi to Joe, and then I'll go home. Like it's the way it is. It's the way I am. It's ingrained in me now, just to keep my space to myself. I will go to the grocery shops. I will, stand in that line, but I'm not right next to that person who's in front of me. I've got a nice. I leave a big enough gap where people try to cut in and go, "Oh, I didn't realise you were in that line." So that's where I'm at in life. But avoiding people. Who out there really? If you're watching this video, obviously the title has brought you here. And honestly, if you see my series on this, since I've kicked this off after watching the Avoidance Guru, which is the wonderful Life of Brian show. Groovy cat, you need to check him out. He kicked all this, I'm 52, I avoid people and here's why. That's his baby. And the whole world has jumped onto that, the YouTube world anyway, has jumped onto that bandwagon and rode it like a pony for so long. But it hit with me. If you see my original video, which is still generating hundreds of views a day, it's about 18,000 views, 19,000 views. For me, that's astronomical. For me, my small channel, I aim for 100 views a video. If I get 1,000 or 1,500, it's a bonus. So yeah, Brian from the Life of Brian show kicked that off, and it's really got that ball rolling, everyone thinking. if you ever get a chance, go into the comment sections of anyone's video who actually has a video of avoiding people, and just read the vast array of comments from different people. You get everything from people who live by their mantra. It's been my mantra all my life, is to try to live in my bubble, go to work, go home, do the shopping, hunting, gathering, whatever they do, living out in the farms, living out on a homestead. And I would have I live in a city, but my city only has 24,000 people. So think about that. 24,000 people in a city is a pretty small place. Avoiding people, it can be good for the soul. It can be there's benefits and there's problems as well. Like some people can be that far down a rabbit hole of trying to avoid people that it's scary. It can be dangerous. You need an outlet. You need to talk to people. YouTube is the perfect avenue for that. Social media, whatever you choose, but you're watching this here on YouTube, or maybe on Rumble. I'm over on Rumble as well, but here on YouTube, you can, there's a cheap ad, but here on YouTube, you can comment, you can type to people. I love reading the comments, and I try to respond to most of the comments, especially the positive comments. People, if you're positive in your comments and you're serious and you're putting your 2 cents worth in, that's fabulous, because there's interactions between me and the person who's putting the comments in. And I've got people commenting from the Philippines, from Indonesia, from Arkansas, America, all over America. Canadians, French, the UK. I tell you what, I got people in Scotland. I'm loving my chats to the Scots. They are absolutely, they call a spade, and they just tell you to the point. They'll just go straight to you, and I'll stop pointing at you. But people are wonderful. YouTube is a wonderful avenue to be someone like myself who's like, I've still got a bit of creative output to do. I still do radio shows. I still do stuff, but I do it all from a studio, all from here. So it's me. So I am really in that avenue of avoiding people. Some people say avoiding people, you're avoiding your chance to grow. You're missing opportunities from connecting with people and moving on to the next step and the next step, and growing as a person. That can be a point for sure, but I enjoy at my age. Maybe it's because I'm in my 60s, but I enjoy the chances of just hanging with my selected friends, my family, and my pet. I got a little dog. His name's Charlie. If you haven't seen Charlie, the Tasmanian dog, or he's got his own channel. But I enjoy just that sort of solo aspect of life at this stage in my life. But don't let me say, don't take it for granted. You must avoid people at all costs. See, those days are gone where they drummed it into you: stay at home, lockdowns, social distancing, all that garbage that went on. I was going to say something else, but all that garbage that went on back in 2020, especially in my country, like in Australia, absolutely, they were hysterical. They actually shut each state premier felt like they were ruling their own empire. Like Victoria, man, they were a basket case. You could not do anything without goose-stepping, bloody black jumpered police clobbing you over the head and taking you to jail because you wanted to sit out in a park and enjoy the sun. I'm telling you, go back into the history. Say Victoria, go Google Victoria, Australia lockdowns and see the garbage that went on down there. Here, I live on an island, and here they just shut the island down. The only people flying in were important, were returning people who had to isolate, and cargo and stuff like that, freight. There was no tourists. It was pretty dire for all the businesses that rely on tourists. It was a crazy time, but I think this video is saying, like, avoiding people, in my perspective, has been heightened since 2020. Is that, like, were you in that same sort of mindset, or were you doing this for the last 20 years and you've had an enjoyable life, a quiet life, which is a good life? You don't need to have the spotlight of fame and fortune and everything shining down upon you. You know, if you can own your home, or be comfortable in where you live, I should say. You know, with people travel this island and live in their cars, their vans, their caravans, and they've got 24/7 views of wherever they want to go. So I do not say that's a bad thing. I say it's a great thing. You know, like less bills. And think about it. They're like gypsies now. Like today's van lifers are the modern day gypsies, and they're avoiding people because they're just touring around in their own little bubble and doing their own little thing. Like, anyway, I'm waffling on it again. But this avoiding people video is a bit of a. This is my reasons why I do it now, because I just, you know, I'm looking forward to traveling. I'm still looking forward to going to America on a stupid tin bird. I got to sit in a plane for 18 hours to go from Australia to. I got to fly from the island to the mainland. There's an hour or 2 hours depending on which airport you go to. And then you got to fly 18 hours from Australia to LA. Well, say Dallas. That's usually the direct flight. 18 hours in a tin can, man. Last time I did that, I just put my earphones on, my hat down, and my head down, and I just listened to music and closed my eyes. And the flight was over. I must have fell asleep and snored and it really affected a few of my. I think I was getting elbows from a friend of mine who was a couple of seats across. He was going, "Hey, you're snoring. Leave me alone." I said, leave me alone. But hey, I'm waffling now. Thanks for tuning in. This is a quick video. Radio Jonesy here. I'll leave a link to a playlist, and that is the Avoiding People playlist. And there'll be another video over here too, and maybe 2 channels to check out. So thanks again. I really do love your support. And until we meet again on the next video, leave us a comment. Check these out. I'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Jordan from Boat Harbour, and the best thing to do when you get home from a long day at work, switch on the telly, put on some Radio Jonesy.
Hey there, Radio J Talk listeners. I am checking in from my channel, Shawnee Grows, here in Minnesota, where I share my passion for encouraging others to grow food. Stop by for my garden discussion live streams and say Radio Jonesy sent you. I love tuning into Radio J Talk because Jonesy always brings interesting conversations and he has great vibes. Keep up the great work, Jonesy, and grow every day in every way.
I'm Mick from Deloraine and I watch Radio Jonesy all the time.
Welcome everyone. It's an honor to join in. This is Jenny from my channel, Tuesdays with Joy, where we uplift communities one by one across the universe. Stay tuned for Radio Jonesy and Tuesdays with Joy, where you are the you in community.